The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.
For millions of Americans who retire every year, the task of ensuring that your money is working hard enough to provide you with a consistent paycheck can make the job of working for that paycheck seem easy. Retirement doesn't signal the end of financial worry. In fact, for the majority of retirees, it's just the beginning. The assets you have built must be able to provide you and your family with financial security for all the years to come. That's why you need a game plan for retirement, making sure you have a plan and that your money is working hard to provide you with an income you can depend on. This is your game plan for retirement.
And welcome into Your Game Plan for Retirement, the show that challenges many of the traditional financial planning concepts we've been taught and what we are finding to be outdated conventional wisdom on what it takes to build for and achieve financial and retirement success. We talk about the income allocation model that is proving to provide for greater opportunities for financial freedom and stability into and through retirement. And we always check in with Chicagoland's own certified financial planner, Tim Stearns, president and founder of TJ Stearns, Inc. Tim, welcome back into Your Game Plan for Retirement.
Hey, Peter. Thanks for having me.
We always appreciate the time that you share with us, Tim, and educating us a little bit on the common sense approach to planning for our financial futures. And Tim, you make your time available to us as our resource here on the program, but also to the listeners across Chicagoland if they have any questions or concerns of their own, correct?
Yes, Peter, that's correct. We love meeting with people and trying to get them to the finish line, and we feel like you only get one chance at a good retirement, and we want to make it a great one.
Well, if you've got questions or concerns of your own about your game plan for retirement, would like more information on anything you hear on the program, or would like a comprehensive financial and retirement planning review from a certified financial planner, give Tim Stearns a call at 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, you've talked an awful lot about this concept that is helping to secure retirement, written about in the book by David Gaylor, Income Allocation. What exactly is income allocation?
Well, stated simply as possible, income allocation is designating a portion of your assets to provide for your retirement income, and then actually forming a plan to know exactly how this money will accomplish producing that income. It's the reason that you save money. Forming an income plan should be the culmination of accomplishment, putting in place a precise plan that gives you the confidence to retire.
Why is having an income allocation a little different and so important for today's generation of retirees?
Because retirement plans without it have failed. Retirements fail because we have forgotten to take this important step. We left our money and our retirement completely to chance because the market, quote unquote, always goes up over time. And then it didn't. Now half a generation is risking running out of money, and not the half that didn't save. They already knew they wouldn't have money. But of the responsible saving and investing half of this generation without a concrete income plan, studies are predicting half of those people will run out of money. They forgot the plan. They didn't have a plan for income. And in retirement, they will run out, but not with an income allocation plan.
And again, Tim Stearns can talk to you more about how this income allocation model can help you avoid and prevent running out of money in retirement. Pick up the phone, give a call to Certified Financial Planner Tim Stearns at 800-640-2256 if you'd like to find out more about income allocation, either through an individual financial and retirement review planning strategy session, or to begin with the book, Income Allocation. Tim has made a few copies of that book available for listeners to the radio program each and every week. Give a call to 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. And Tim, how does income allocation work to successfully accomplish this goal of not running out of money?
All right, let's go back and talk about how you've done things up until now, how you've done things through your working years and until the time you retire. You have always, first and foremost, had an income plan. While you've been working, your income plan is the fact that you showed up to work. Work is your income plan. Your paycheck is your income plan. What you save after your bills, that is your investment plan. Typically, no one has an investment plan or an asset allocation or a diversified portfolio without first working and having a paycheck as an income plan. Here's the misstep. Wall Street and the lump sum we've built up in our investment plan tells us at a certain point, at an age or a dollar amount, whatever it might be, to abandon our income plan, leave the paycheck behind, and replace it with our investment plan. So do you feel comfortable relying on your investments to not falter? Are you confident in the asset allocation diversified portfolio investment plan that has never supported you suddenly providing everything that your paycheck has until that point, everything and more? Because every day is a Saturday when you're retired. Income allocation works by showing you exactly what you need, how much you'll have to take from your retirement and investment accounts to replace that paycheck. It is a process, and it's very, very specific. It is contractual and mathematical. It is math over market. It is income above assets. It prioritizes your highest needs in retirement. It is exactly what we help people do every day in our office.
Well, Tim, tell us exactly about that process in your office. How can you help people better understand income allocation?
Peter, what we found is that informed people make better decisions. Most people are rational, and that if they're provided with good information, they can arrive at the logical conclusions. You deserve this information so you can make the decisions on what is best for you. However, what we've also found is that many people are not fully aware of some of the most important aspects of retirement planning. And this makes sense because most people have never retired before. Those that have, hopefully, have only done it once and been successful, but many are not. And that's why we're here to help. Most people are not aware of the tax implications that income from their 401k will have on the amount of Social Security they get to keep. Most people have not fully educated themselves on how the government forces you to take income from your tax-deferred accounts, whether you need it or not. Most people do not truly know the amount of risk in their portfolio or how much they are paying in fees for those investments and for the advice of their advisor, whose job it is to provide this information. Most people don't even know whose side of the table their advisor sits on, theirs or the brokerage firm that they may work for. That's why we offer our complimentary review to help educate you on these and many other aspects become more and more vital to your future the closer to retirement you get. That is why each week we offer the opportunity for a retirement income strategy session and also make the book Income Allocation available. Now, to get a copy of the book, you must be one of the first 10 callers over the age of 50 and taking your financial future seriously. This is specifically a retirement planning strategy book. So if you're over the age of 50 and you're retired or plan to retire in the next 5 to 10 years, the information in this book is essential. To receive it, you must be one of the first 10 callers over the age of 50. You can also call and request an individual retirement planning income strategy session. Now, to qualify for this offer, you must have saved at least $200,000. Here's exactly what we'll do. Number one, we'll provide you with a simple, easy to understand financial summary that adjusts your outlook for the future. And this strategy session will help you incorporate your Social Security benefits into your plan and show you how to maximize this valuable source of lifetime income. We'll help you understand the tax plan that you're setting yourself up for into the future and identify ways that you can potentially reduce tax on your retirement income. We will help you understand what risk you may have in your retirement and discuss options to avoid or minimize those risks that would affect your retirement. We'll provide you with a custom design income plan that maps out exactly how you would create sustainable income in retirement. And finally, you will also have the opportunity to go home with the income allocation book as well as a simple, easy to understand financial summary that we will provide. In order to qualify, you must have at least $200,000 in retirement assets, and we'll provide a time to conduct the strategy session that is convenient for you at no cost and with no obligation. And again, if you'd like to start with the book, be one of the first 10 callers over the age of 50, and we can get that into your hands.
Well, it's a great offer from Tim Stearns. I encourage you to take him up on that valuable opportunity, either for the individual financial planning and retirement planning strategy session or for the book, Income Allocation. Call now, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Call now. Tim, why do we need an income allocation to retire successfully?
Well, mainly because markets fluctuate, bills don't. Income allocation allows you to leverage dollars and produce higher, more stable income that will last for life. If you don't have an income allocation plan for retirement, you don't have a plan. You have a projection. You have a hope. Hope the market won't fail me now. If your plan for income is not in writing, if you don't have written contractual guarantees, you do not have an income allocation plan.
Tim, there are a lot of naysayers out there saying that income allocation or guaranteed income is not what is most appropriate. My broker tells me that I'll be fine and that I'll have an income from my investment portfolio. What do you say in response to that?
Let's talk about those that are so sure that the market and investments and an asset allocation will lead to success and security. Let's address all those saying that income allocation or an annuity is something you should stay away from because it doesn't have growth potential or whatever the reason they may give you. If you are so confident that income allocation is a bad idea, and if you are so confident in the market to be stable and to rise and to produce gains and to provide for income, if you are so confident that you hate income allocation, let's take it to its conclusion here. If your broker is so confident, ask them if they suggest that you take all the equity out of your home and invest it. Why wouldn't they? If they are so confident the market always goes up over time and will be enough to provide all the income you will need in retirement, why wouldn't that be a great idea? The value of your home appreciates whether you have a mortgage or not, correct? Why wouldn't you double your potential for growth? Why not let your mortgage home appreciate while the equity is invested? Ask them if that's what they would suggest. Bet they suddenly get less confident. But if the market is going to work, why? Would those same people suggest that you cash out a pension or if Social Security were available in a lump sum to invest it instead of taking the steady, reliable income? Maybe they would if it makes them more fees, but ask them to put your income plan in writing.
If you'd like to find out more, again, give Tim a call at 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. So, Tim, why does income allocation work more successfully to provide for the needs of retirees?
Because it defines what you need and then solves for it. While we work, there are 4 things that we do with our paycheck income. Number 1, we pay taxes. Number 2, we pay bills. Number 3, we spend it. We buy stuff, have fun, give it away to your kids or whatever, or travel. Number 4, we save it, and then we invest. Once you have done these 4 things, all you have left is number 4, what you saved. Once the paycheck stops, all you have to live on is number 4. What we save, the extra, is also the only one that we typically have ever been comfortable taking risk with. And only after we knew the first 3 were satisfied. Once we retire, we have to use that savings to recreate our ability to do the first 3 things and to continue to be able to do them for the rest of our lives. What portion of your paycheck did you save in order to be able to pay taxes, pay bills, and spend for the rest of your life? How much do you have left over? Income allocation defines this and recreates your paycheck. This is how you turn savings into retirement.
So, Tim, how does income allocation, the nuts and bolts of it mechanically, how does it actually work?
It's really just simply math. Number 1, we define your budget. Number 2, we define your sources of income. Number 3, we define what the income gap is. And number 4, we arrive at the best strategy to take as little of your savings as is needed to fill that income gap. The first 3 you can probably do yourself, although most people haven't. The last step is exactly what we do for you.
And Tim, that's what that personal and individual financial planning and retirement planning strategy session is really all about, correct?
We have people come in here and we show them a stable, consistent income.
And Tim, you actually have made a couple special offers so that the listeners across Chicagoland can have a plan for retirement that they know won't fail.
Yes, Peter, we find that so many people have these concerns, and it's because they don't have the whole story and the complete information. That's why each week we offer the opportunity for a retirement income strategy session and also make the book Income Allocation available. Now, to get a copy of the book, you must be one of the first 10 callers over the age of 50 and taking your financial future seriously. This is a retirement strategy book, so if you're over the age of 50 and you are retired or plan to retire in the next 5 to 10 years, the information in this book is absolutely essential to your success. You can call and request a copy. We also offer an individual retirement planning and income strategy session. To qualify for this offer, you must have saved at least $200,000. And here's actually what we'll do for you if you call into the show. First, we also absolutely provide you with a copy of Income Allocation to take home and read. We also conduct a detailed review to help you eliminate concerns and gain confidence. And we will provide you with a simple, easy to understand financial summary that addresses your outlook for the future. We'll help you incorporate your Social Security benefits into your planning and show you how to maximize this valuable source of lifetime income. We will help you understand the tax plan you are setting yourself up for into the future and identify ways that you can actually potentially reduce taxes on your retirement income. We'll help you understand options to avoid future market downturns that would affect your retirement. And we'll provide you with a custom designed income plan that maps out exactly how you will create sustainable income through your retirement. All this will be included in the retirement strategy session, and you will go home with the income allocation book and the simple, easy to understand financial summary that we will provide. But again, in order to qualify, you must have saved at least $200,000, and we'll find a time to conduct a strategy session that is convenient for you at no cost and with no obligation. And again, if you'd like to start with the book, be one of the first 10 callers over the age of 50, and we can get it into your hands.
Well, a couple great offers there from Chicagoland's own certified financial planner, your retirement and income allocation advisor, Tim Stearns. Pick up the phone, give Tim a call to take him up on either of these valuable opportunities. 800-640-2256. Again, that number, 800-640-2256. Tim, in comparison to the traditional Wall Street model, that 4% rule, how does income allocation really function?
Asset allocation failed because all asset classes went down in 2008. Asset allocation failed because people were overweighted in 1999 and 2000. Asset allocation failed because the markets react to terrorism or politics. Asset allocation failed because people using it ran out of money. Asset allocation actually predicts some using it will fail. That's why it failed. This killed retirement for many who were relying on the investments to produce income. And here's where the asset allocation works. It works so long as you are not using the money. Asset allocation works as long as we do. Once we retire, so does asset allocation. Once we stop working, so does asset allocation. Asset allocation was never intended for that money that we need to live on.
So why doesn't asset allocation make as much sense in retirement, at least for that income that we need to rely on?
Because my bills are not a percentage of my portfolio. Because my bills don't go down as the market does. Because my bills don't go down if my portfolio value does. Because I don't want to take the same risk with my life savings when I have no paycheck. Because when I have enough to live comfortably, why take risks? Because asset allocation runs out, so does your income. Income allocation can survive with no assets. Asset allocation does make perfect sense so long as you have an income allocation plan to protect it. And that's why we think income allocation is so important and why we make sure people understand exactly how to structure it.
And if you would like the guidance of a certified financial planner to help you formulate your very specific mathematical contractual plans for retirement, pick up the phone, give Tim Stearns a call, or I highly encourage you at the very least to take him up on the offer for that introductory education and information provided through the book, Income Allocation. For either of those valuable opportunities, call now, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. We actually have had the author of Income Allocation join us several times on this program to talk to us a little bit more about why income allocation is different and how it can complement and support your investment plan once you no longer have that paycheck. David Gaylor now joins us on the program. We appreciate the time. David, on this program, we've talked an awful lot about your book, Income Allocation. This is an essential retirement planning strategy guidebook, and I think it does have a common sense approach to planning for retirement. Can you tell us again what motivated you to write the Income Allocation book and why you think it's so important?
I've been doing this for a long time, and by this I mean working in the retirement industry and serving the last generation, but also boomers now. So, you know, the greatest generation and the baby boom generation. And this goes back a long way, back to 2000 to 2002. You know, the stock market was in a 3-year train wreck there. The S&P lost 43%. And I remember people coming into my office in 2002. They were not my client. They're there looking for help. And Peter, you know, as God is my witness, I would have people walk in with their financial statements still in an unopened envelope, their brokerage statements, and they would be rubber banded together. And we would begin the review, and they would slide these things across the table to me. And they would say, I can't look at this anymore. You look. And that was just an amazing thing to experience. Well, you know, that financial crisis ended and the market recovered nicely, and many people recovered everything that they had lost. Those who were taking from their portfolios did not, but still a nice recovery. And then 2007 to 2009 hit, and it was even worse. It was a 17-month financial crisis. The S&P lost 57%. And you see, what I was seeing there, especially for the early retirees, those who were young in retirement, they'd been retired a couple of years, or retirement was right at the door. The market, or something they couldn't control, took a tremendous amount of their wealth away. And what we were seeing was a type of risk known as sequence of returns risk. And at the time, we didn't know what it was called. We didn't know what this was. But I knew one thing, Peter, and that was that I was seeing people that I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, barring some kind of absolute miracle, if they lived long enough, there was no way their money was going to last. And the idea for income allocation came to me in 2012 after a meeting with a 94-year-old client who'd been retired for 32 years. And he and his wife were saving money from their pension and Social Security. And their savings was extra money. They couldn't begin to spend all the income they were getting. And I've spoken to thousands of consumers and hundreds of financial advisors that I've trained across the nation. And I've yet to talk to someone who wants a retirement different than what that individual has. We all want the same kind of retirement, exactly like that 94-year-old had. So that was the idea behind income allocation. It's to help people take a retirement plan that the stock market and the financial industry builds a plan that's based on speculation and hope, and we're depending on the market to perform to fund our retirement. And I want to replace that kind of plan with something that offers a lot more certainty, and to replace doubt and worry with peace of mind and confidence. That's really the idea behind the book.
David, I've seen a lot of the same kinds of things here in Chicagoland. When people are making gains, they don't pay attention and they don't want to make any changes to their strategy that could protect their gains. But when they've taken losses, they don't even want to look at their statements. What I think is missing, though, that most people today won't have, that your 94-year-old client did, is that predictability of income. We know that Wall Street cannot produce a stable, predictable income. They tried, and the 4% theory has shown it failed miserably. But by using income allocation, those folks that are looking for that type of stable retirement still can actually achieve it.
Absolutely. Again, it's all about certainty. So we have to remember or realize when we retire, if Social Security or pension is not going to cover our lifestyle, it's up to our savings to carry us all the way through retirement. And by carrying us, I mean, with inflation over a 30-year retirement, our income need may double. So how do we not only keep our assets intact and not run out of money based on the amount of income that we need in the first year of retirement, but how are we going to double that over retirement? So whenever you talk about the 4% rule, Morningstar did a study, and the study was written about in a national publication, a very, very well-respected, very old national publication. And Morningstar said this, and this was in 2013. The study showed that if you were going to begin following the 4% rule today, 57% of retirees following that rule would run out of money. 57%, half a generation going broke. And what Morningstar recommended was 2.8%, not 4%. So to put that in dollar terms, if you're a listener and you have $500,000 saved, well, 4% of that would be $20,000 a year in supplementary income. 2.8 is only $14,000. But you see, it gets worse. The Wall Street Journal a few months later did a study, and they said the bulletproof, which means my money will last 30 years, the bulletproof withdrawal rate is only 2%. So that $500,000 portfolio would only generate $10,000 in income, half of what it would before. So you see, things are changing, and the thing that's driving that change is longevity. The longer we're living, longer and longer and longer. And if we have a moment, I can share some longevity statistics with you. And many listeners, I feel they need to hear this.
David, a lot of people have expectations to be able to generate much higher cash flow in retirement. They're going to need more than 2% to meet basic expenses. But when you look at longevity and the fact that retirement is now closer to 40 years, not 10 like it used to be, people can't draw out 10% a year and expect to still have money in the last half of retirement. What we use income allocation for is showing people exactly how much income they can take and not run that risk. Showing people exactly how much their savings is needed to give them the income to meet their expenses in retirement. Again, Wall Street and asset allocation alone can't do that. Yet most people don't know about income allocation, and the retirement income is more of a guess than a guarantee.
Very simply, the general public, most people just don't understand what a sustainable withdrawal rate is. Whenever we hear over the last 100 years, the stock market's averaged 8% or 7.8 or 8.2 or 9, pick a number. It doesn't matter. Average returns don't matter. It's not a linear line. In other words, it's not making 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. It's an average. So we could have a 30-year period of time in which the larger numbers that drive that average are on the end of that 30-year period, and the beginning is not so good. And T. Rowe Price wrote about this in that 2% withdrawal rate article that the Wall Street Journal had. They did a study and said from 2000 to 2010, if you were withdrawing 4%, now you remember that decade, that's called the lost decade. There was really no stock market growth for 10 years, and there was two big corrections in the middle. What T. Rowe Price found was that if you were withdrawing 4% during that period of time, your portfolio was down 1/3. So let's say you're retired with $1 million, you're down to about 660, maybe 700,000. Here's what T. Rowe Price said. You now only have a 29% chance of your money making it 30 years, your money lasting 30 years. So the 4% rule the idea was to have a 90% probability of my money lasting 30 years. Well, that's the first problem I have with it. This thing predicts failure. It's a strategy that predicts failure at 4%. So if someone is thinking I can withdraw 10%, well, at 4%, there was a 10% chance of failure. Imagine what it would be at 10%. So, that was our real first look at sequence of returns risk, because we had a negative 10-year period, and T. Rowe Price did this study. And at 10 years in, your probability went from 90% to 29% of your money lasting 30 years. And that is a tremendous concern. And again, this is about peace of mind. And I promise the people after 10 years who are down a third, their peace of mind was not there.
Well, again, Tim Stearns, Chicagoland's own certified financial planner, encourages you to find out more about how to properly structure a retirement plan for success. He's given you a couple different opportunities on today's program to take that next step and learn more, either through the introductory information in the Essential Retirement Planning Strategy Guidebook, Income Allocation, or through that individual, personal, financial, and retirement planning review and strategy session. Take him up on that offer by calling now, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Don't procrastinate. That's the biggest enemy of progress. Let's make the most of today so we can get the most from tomorrow. And Tim, we always appreciate your time and joining us, providing your guidance here on Your Game Plan for Retirement.
Hey, Peter, thanks for having me again.
Always a pleasure talking with certified financial planner Tim Stearns, Chicagoland's own retirement and income allocation advisor. I know he looks forward to hearing from you soon. Give him a call at 800-640-2256 or tune in again next week right here to Your Game Plan for Retirement.
Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals or growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for